Welcome to Recovery Unleashed, the podcast where we dive deep into transformation, healing, high performance, and recovery. I'm your host, Hannah Dalby. I'm the founder of Recovery Jungle, Recovery Unleashed. I'm an integral alchemist, food coach, a recovery expert, and also a retired professional Muay Thai fighter and current jiu-jitsu lover. In each episode, we explore what it truly takes to break free from addiction, trauma, self-sabotage, and unlocking a life truly filled with energy, success, and peace. Through my very own story of addiction recovery and raw conversations with experts, coaches, athletes, healers, we uncover the tools and mindset shifts needed to master recovery in every area of your life. This isn't just about healing, this is about unleashing your full potential. If you're ready to reclaim your life, tune in, do the work, and let's rise. Welcoming John Fraser to the Recovery Unleashed podcast, who is a pretty amazing MMA fighter and is the owner of the gym that I am now training at. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Welcome, John.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Give me some background.
So I'm originally from Wales. Wales is in the UK. Moved to Australia about 10 or 11 years ago. Now a citizen. Originally came over for like a year. It was meant to be a year long, and I ended up falling in love with the place and setting up what's now like my second home now, you know. Well, it's kind of my first home. I don't even know if I like to say it's first home. Obviously, Wales has always been my first home, but it's, this is home to me now. And we've just had a daughter. So, yeah, we're pretty cemented into Australia now, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yep.
So I guess the reason I wanted to bring you on here today is this particular podcast is, yes, it was my journey, but also about how to do high performance.
Yep.
And coming from Fight Life, I find it really interesting of the internal mindset of a fighter and being able to do high performance things and why you even begin in the first place. So
yeah,
tell me why, like what made you start fighting? Why'd you start?
I think what made me start, I don't know, as a young boy, I was always like, I always wanted to be a fighter, I think. I didn't know where it was. I think it was like boxing, maybe. Probably a big influence by like my dad. He was like, he did martial arts. He taught like in a traditional kung fu style of fighting, but he'd had like full contact fights through I don't even know what the discipline was, you know. But they had like cage helmet, just wraps in their hands, and I think there was some sort of takedowns. So I was like always blown away by that, you know. So I think I wanted to do that, but like as a young kid, just never really committed to it. I was always training. Like my parents always did a good job of making sure I was going to the gym. So whether it was necessarily the right stuff to be learning, that's actually really applicable overall, I'm not sure, but I think it gave me a good base, you know. But I never really thought that I could be like a professional athlete, which is, I don't know if that's weird to say, but I was probably like, I don't know, probably about five fights deep into it where I was like, I could actually have a crack at this, like properly, you know. But why do I do it? I don't know. I just love the challenge. Like I never really stuck to anything real consistent, even when I was back home. But when I came out to Australia, started training jiu-jitsu, which is a bit of an accident. I just fell in love with it, and like it just kind of slowly snowballed. You know, I didn't start and go, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I didn't really think I'd be able to. It was just I took one fight at a time, and then after a while, I was like, oh, I'm actually pretty good at this.
Okay. Yeah. So is it the competition that you love? Is it the violence that you love? Is it that it gives you discipline?
All of it, yeah, all of it. Yeah, I think it's just a challenge, and it's like who's the toughest kid in the playground. I think I love the discipline of being in a fight camp as well. Like I hate it when I'm there because I just want a bit of freedom. I just want to be able to have a drink or have some food, and I just want to rest. But like I'm most content when I'm in the middle of a fight camp, I think.
Why do you think that is?
Just routine, structure. You got a very specific goal. There's not much else in your life that's a main focus at that time. And I think you got one thing on your mind constantly, and you're just working towards it. I think it just gives you that it's just a goal to work towards, I think.
So if you're not fighting, then like the distractions in life become too distracting, or
maybe when I was younger, like I get caught up with getting on the piss and doing things I shouldn't be doing. I'm a lot older. I don't think that's the case. I think I just love training, and I look after myself a lot better outside of fight camps. So that's definitely kind of changed, yeah.
So why do you think you keep doing it then?
Why do I keep fighting? all the same kind of reasons. Like I don't know. It just gets me going. Like, you know, it's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's been times when I'm warming up for a fight thinking like, why the fuck am I doing this? I might just swear as well.
You're allowed to swear as much
cool.
as you
I'm just
want.
like, why the fuck am I doing this again? Like, sign up to this. This is the last one. I'm not doing it again. And this is like, I'd have this early on, and I think it's just like intrusive thoughts. Like, you know, your brain's probably just trying to protect yourself from doing something quite dangerous, but just keep on going back to it. And it's like, I'd say, win or lose, it's the best thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah. I understand that of like being about to go out there and being like, what the fuck? Like, who does this? This is the stupidest thing in the world.
Yeah.
And then it's like a day after it's all over and you're like, well, now I have nothing to live for. So
yeah. I used to
sign up again.
I actually used to get like, I wouldn't say low, but like you just get so flat. I think you used to get so hooked on the feeling of this massive high of winning a fight.
Yeah.
And then like, obviously you feel terrible when you lose a fight, but like after you win, especially earlier on, I used to have a massive high, and then I'd be like, you're trying to hold on to that feeling, and you feel it slipping away, and it's like, I don't like this, but you know, I don't think you're meant to feel that like peak all the time. The same as happiness, it's just like a mad feeling. I think it's in the middle is where you're meant to be, you know. So that used to mess with my head a little bit. So I think, I remember one of my mates who was like, had a bit of problem with drugs, and I used to always go on a bend out. He'd have a fight, whether you do really good or really bad, he'd ride a high, that'd start falling, going down, and then he'd be on a bender then and start getting on the meth and stuff.
Well, it's exactly the same as being a drug addict, right? It's like shot of heroin or like big shot of cocaine or big shot of crack or whatever, and then it's over and you're like, I need that back, I need that back, I need that back. So I think it's super common in fight athletes, right, to finish their fight and then get on a bender for as long as possible until the next fight comes, and then they've got, right? Yeah,
it probably is, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say his name, man, but my mate who had a bit of a problem with meth. He used to tell me he'd hit a real bad low after every fight and end up, going pretty bad for a while, and until he goes back in the cycle of being good again, and it was just a big cycle, you know. But I think as I got older, I think like you kind of don't hang on to those like the last couple of wins, you feel amazing for a week, 2 weeks on cloud nine, and you can feel it slipping away, and I go, that's cool, just back to the gym, you know.
Back to the gym.
Yeah.
What if you couldn't fight?
I don't even like to think about that. Hey, listen, I'm 33, so like that, you know, I'm well aware of maybe I've got another 5 years left doing this where I'm healthy. So I've like thought about that sort of stuff, and it's like it's a scary thought, like, you know. But I think my focus now is going to be pushed into obviously coaching, you know.
What's scary about it?
I don't know, just the thought of not being able to do it. I love doing it, you know. And I think it's I don't know, what is scary about it? What is scary about it? I don't know, it's just something you love doing. I think without it being sounding corny and all that, without sounding corny and cliche, I think it becomes a bit of who you are, you know what I mean?
Identity.
A little bit, yeah. And like I never really understood that until I started thinking about, obviously, like I'm 33, I might be doing this another 3 to 5 years, who knows? If I'm lucky, 10 years. I can't see me fighting at 43, but you never know, you know.
The right recovery.
Yeah, the right recovery, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I started thinking about it and going like, that's a scary thought. Not thinking of, I don't know, like having the highs and lows of going into a fight, you know. It's like, it's the scariest thing I've ever done in my life, but I love it, you know. Yeah. Like I had a bit of a moment in my last fight. I was like, had a shakeout the day of the fight, like midweight. I had a good breakfast in the morning. Me and Blair went to the gym, had a hit out in pads. And I get super nervous the day of the fight, where I don't feel anxious as hell. Like, you know, I go do some breathing exercises, hit pads, and I feel like a brand new man. And I'm like, I'm ready to fight now. And I just remember pacing back and forth to the gym. And it's kind of cool. Blair got it on camera as well, like, what I was just talking about. I was just having a mad moment. It was like, this is crazy, you know, just going like the other side of the world to fight someone you've never met before, and you're just going to go in a cage and have a scrap with someone. It's nuts. Sorry, I got on a tangent now.
I love the tangent.
Yeah. Drifted off. Oh, yeah, so those kind of things, I think missing that, you know, like, yeah, and it's like, yeah, just jumping into the unknown, like, you know, it's like, yeah, I think I'll miss that when it's not there, you know?
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing, because I spoke to some guys, a couple actually that are running a business in the US helping young athletes, like college athletes.
Yeah.
in preparing them for life after being an athlete, because it's so detrimental, because it's an entire identity. It's like, who am I if I'm not this?
Yes. Well, you hear about like fighters and maybe it's different in the army, but fighters like getting on drugs and stuff like that, and just like their lives falling apart after they finish fighting. I'm pretty confident that's not going to happen with me, but I can understand how that would happen with people, you know.
What if you didn't have the gym? Do you think the gym solves that?
Gym's definitely a big part of it, because I think like I want to attack like coaching, the same kind of mentality and the same kind of commitment, and they're two polar opposite things, you know. As a fighter, you've got to be 100% selfish for yourself, look after yourself. As a coach, you've got to be selfless. It's not about you. But I still want to attack the same commitment, whether that's like for someone like Bailey and Isaac that want to be fighters like for the rest of their lives, or if it's like I don't know, a father or two that wants to come in and learn, you know. I still want to give the same kind of energy to it. And I think like I think I'll definitely fill that kind of hole from fighting, even though it's going to be very different. But even if I didn't have the gym, I think I'd make sure I find something, you know.
Yeah.
Because if I dropped in, I had nothing to work towards, whether it was like, I was going to say marathon, but I can't imagine me running the marathon.
Do you know that's exactly what I did when we couldn't fight in COVID.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like so anxious that we couldn't fight. I was like, that's it, ultra marathons. And I like trained for an ultra marathon instead because we couldn't get in the ring.
Yeah, true.
And then COVID finished and I was like, all right, well now I have to fight again. So I had a fight and an ultra marathon a week apart from each other.
No way.
Psychotic.
That's mad.
Psychotic.
Which one did you do first?
The fight.
Yeah, right. That's risky, getting your legs beaten up and trying to run an ultra
Yeah,
marathon.
but at least I could fuel the marathon. I didn't have to make weight.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. How'd you go there?
In the marathon?
Yeah, or both. Were you like injury? Do you have any injuries? Were your legs sore? Because Muay Thai is pretty hard in the body.
It was an Australian title fight. I got my rib cracked. I lost the fight. It was my first loss in history.
Yeah.
It was just super emotional for me. So like kind of lucky I had a run that I could get a medal for
Yeah.
the next week. But my legs were fine. But it was also like, I think sometimes as a fighter, you can just live on adrenaline and there is no pain and there is no anything. And I can just endlessly do things all of the time and it doesn't matter.
How did you feel with the first loss? Did that like mess your head up a bit?
Devastated me.
It's fucked, isn't it?
Devastated me.
Yeah.
I didn't know who I was. What was the point of living?
Yeah.
You know, wanted to blame everyone else.
Yeah. It's funny. I remember, like, I've had a couple of losses. I think I got 5 losses.
What's your record?
I think it's 10-5, I think.
Yeah.
10-5. But there's one specific loss that I had where I got spinning back kicked and I was injured after the fight. I got injured not long after the fight. So it's usually you have a loss and you're like, right, I'm gonna get a fight straight away, and like, I need to beat someone to feel better about this loss. But I couldn't. I had to get surgery on my shoulder. I couldn't train for 6 months.
Oh.
So like I'd be like brushing my teeth like 5 months later, going, fuck, I can't believe I lost that fight. You know, it's just still wearing you down. But yeah, I don't know. Just get back to training as whatever you could do, and then
How was that the first loss?
Nah. That was like third or fourth, I think. Third loss it was, yeah.
Do you do the losses differently now?
Everyone's different, yeah. Everyone's different. Like some losses I've had where you kind of just shake it off and you're like, oh yeah, on to the next fight. That one was painful just because I couldn't like rectify it. You know, it's not like losing a game of rugby where you get to play the next week.
Weekend.
Yeah, or even like take another fight in 3 months' time because I had the injury. It just like did my head in, you know. And not that I was like feeling sorry for myself. I was definitely a bit of feeling sorry for myself for a little bit, but then I just like doing like loads of mobility, lifting loads, lots of cardio, anything I could do that wasn't to do with my shoulder, you know. So like that, and I was just looking forward to the next fight, and I ended up having a fight 9 months after the surgery, which went really well as well.
So how long did you not fight for?
9 months, I think. Yeah,
Total.
I think it was 9 months. Yeah, I think it was, because I started training 6 months after surgery, and then there was another 3 months getting ready for the fight then.
And so when you've lost other times, have you had another fight soon that you could go and rectify it?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so. I remember, usually like the next fight, I think. But I lost 2 fights in a row, which was a bit of a kick in the nuts. But then went on a bit of a win streak after that then.
So what are you actually feeling about yourself in the midst of losing streaks or unable to rectify it?
Oh, I don't know. It's just different every time. Like, you know, it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to think back to how it was, but just feel shit about it. Just how you could. I think you always look back at things like how you could have done things differently. What if I zigged when I zagged? Just loads of things like that.
I still think about that.
Yeah. I think something I've always put 110% into every fight. You come up against challenges. Like sometimes you have I don't think I've ever gone into a fight where I'm not 100%, where I'm 100%, no injuries, haven't dealt with some sort of sickness or like staph or something. There's always something, so but I've always given 110%. I've never been one of these guys that didn't train properly for the fight and I've lost because of that. So I've always, whenever I've lost, it's either because of the mistakes that I've made. Yeah, it's always the mistakes I've made on the night. So I've never sat there and what if I've trained harder? I've always given it my all of what I can do. Because I was always terrified of getting to a fight, not giving it my all, and I'd struggle to live with myself for that. That'd be pretty painful. But
So from a life perspective then, it's the pain can be okay as long as you've given it 110%, but if you're half-assing it, then that's where the pain really sits.
Yeah, I think if someone's better than me on the night or if they're better than me in general, then so be it, and as long as I've prepped as hard as I could with the circumstances I've got, I think I can get over that better than if I don't do that,
Have you ever gone into a fight where you're pretty damn sure that you're better? And then turns out you're not?
Yeah, it was that one that I lost,
right.
yeah. And it was, because I was pretty confident. It was Matt Myers fight where I'd won the first fight. I took it on a week's notice. I was not fit. I'd just come back from injury. Managed to beat him over 3 rounds, but out-wrestled him. And then a rematch then. I was pretty confident going in. And then
you done camp for the second one?
Full camp, yeah. Full camp, had a great prep. The camp went really, really good. And I ended up getting caught with a spinning back kick. And I was just so shocked by it. I remember sitting back, I was like, what the fuck? How the fuck that happened?
Okay, so you've just done another fight where you had no camp.
Yep.
Tell me about that fight.
So that one, I'm pretty fit anyway, but I had short notice fight for 2.5 weeks against a guy, Tariq Sullivan. He was light heavyweight champion in UAE Warriors, but then they had 5 opponent changes then. I was told that he pulled out something to do with some family or personal issues, but then we had another 4 opponent changes.
You had 4 opponent changes?
Yeah, in the space of a week and a half, yeah.
So they called you in last minute and then changed your opponent?
4 times, yeah. So it ended up being 5 different opponents from the first to the last one.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you win the fight?
Knocked him out with elbows. So took the guy down. I was expecting him to be super aggressive because in his other fights he just comes out swinging. But he was quite tentative, if anything. And I ended up shooting on him, took him down, and as soon as I grabbed a hold of him, I was like, oh yeah, I've got him. You know what I mean? And I cracked him a couple of times with elbows, and I could just see his eyes rolling a little bit. So I just unloaded and
I watched that
and knocked him out. Yeah, it was a good feeling. It was kind of funny as well because it was dead silent in there for 20 seconds. Yeah. Usually you knock someone out, and everyone's but it was silence. And then it was a couple of claps. But it was maybe so I was not the. He's from Egypt, but I don't know. Maybe
not the favorite.
Yeah, I wasn't a favorite. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a thought that I have in my head because I've done this a few times where I've not trained at all, and then I knockouts every time. And so does the camp sometimes give you a disadvantage because you've overtrained, undereaten, and put yourself under so much stress? And when you just roll on in, you're actually fresh, you're fueled, you're ready to go.
Can be, yeah, I think so. I think definitely overthinking can be a big thing of it. You can have a perfect training camp, and maybe you think maybe you're a little bit too confident, or maybe it's just not your night as well. Because I've had full camps and fights have gone amazing, you know. But yeah, I think that's the exciting thing about fighting. You just never know what's going to happen.
All right, so tell me about how much you actually love the violence of it.
How much I love the violence? Don't know. I don't know. I used to love fighting as a kid. And not that I'd go out looking for fights, but I'd be pretty quick to react to them. I don't know. I'd say I don't know if I love the violence of it. It's a pretty good feeling knocking someone out. Yeah, I don't know.
So tell me about that moment. Someone's you've knocked him out. They're out.
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
Oh, just fucking on cloud 9, I remember the first time, not the first time, but I knocked people out before, but I remember one guy where I cracked him with a big hook, and I'd cracked him. I was like, oh fuck, I've knocked him out. You could just see his eyes rolling his head, and I was like, oh, it's mad. And it sounds brutal, but I suppose it is brutal, but Yeah, I don't know. It's just nothing like it. And like, because obviously this is like people that don't do the sport might think it's a little bit like barbaric or whatever, but you're going in there with a guy that's going to try and do exactly the same to you. Yeah.
Well, I actually think that humans do fundamentally love violence, and we're just too scared to say so.
I think we're all designed to. Like, I think we're all animals at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we just naturally do, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if the other person wants to as well. It's great.
I mean, that's what it's been like in history. You look at like ancient tribal kind of culture, and they're like, oh, I've got some anger. Let's go out into the street. Can someone please fight me? I just need to release this anger right now. And it's just like, okay, no worries. Here's the rules.
Yeah.
It's been done for thousands of years.
Yeah.
We actually enjoy it. It's a way to move energy, get anger out, get some emotions out, find out what we're made of.
Yeah.
Am I good?
Yeah. That's it. I think it's the competition aspect of it. I think like knocking someone out is like a hell of a feeling to it, but I think like beating someone over like 3 rounds as well and then finishing them later on where you've broken someone, that's pretty satisfying. Like,
There's an existential kink in that, right?
yeah, it is, yeah. No, that's crazy.
Do you think fighters are wired differently?
I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I don't think a lot of the population can go in and do it, like, you know. And I don't mean like physically. I think anyone can physically train to do it, but mentally to go in there and risk your health in front of everyone like that, I think you've got to be wired differently.
What do you think the wiring is? What do you think is...
Oh, I don't know. I think it's different for everyone, like, you know. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Do you think everyone should be doing martial arts?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. Tell me why.
Because I think it's beneficial all around. I think it builds better character, discipline. I think it gives you a sense of like humility as well. Mm-hmm. I think too many people have like a false confidence of being able to fight, and I think people should be able to protect their family. I think you should. Yeah, I think it's absolutely fucking crazy that people are walking around and have no idea how to protect themselves or people around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about women?
Absolutely, even more so. Like I just had my daughter. She's only 9 months.
What's her name?
Lila. Yeah, and like it's for her. Like I don't want her to be a fighter. If she wants to be, that's cool. But like I'm not. Not that I discourage it, but I wouldn't want her to go out and fight, and I wouldn't want to see her get hurt. But like just like she has to brush her teeth to keep her teeth good, and if something rotten, she has to learn a certain amount of martial arts to have some sort of defense for herself. I think it's so important.
So a thing that I hear a lot from women is it takes away from their femininity.
I don't think so. I know. Hey, listen, I like training martial arts, and like you know, it's like jiu-jitsu. You got other people's sweat dripping in your eyes and everything, and like you've got to go through some uncomfortable stuff, like, you know, wrestling someone, being choked, like, you know what it's like doing jiu-jitsu, the whole gambit of it. Like, it's pretty uncomfortable whether you enjoy it or not. But I just think it's so valuable that you do it, you know?
I mean, there's... my answer to that is actually we all have masculine and feminine energy within us, and it's actually like honing in both of those things. Like women out there, they need to hone in their masculine energy and have some part of them about that. Men need to hone in their feminine energy and have it balanced in a way, not just out there like, well, I'm a fucking tough cunt. So, you know, like there is a level of flow, and jiu-jitsu and fighting is like, if you get the feminine energy right, then you fight with flow. You actually fight better.
Yeah, right on.
You know what I mean? Like if you just walked in with brute force and control, and I'm just going to like only control all of this at all times, and you had to use your brain and your logic, like you can't fight well.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah, I just think it's so important for like men and women to be doing it. I just think I think it's crazy that people don't have a clue. Like you go back like however many years, like everyone's just too comfortable thinking that other people are going to look after them like right now. And there's just so many moments in my life where it's helped me a lot being able to fight, you know. And like I was not a natural fighter, but I was fighting from when I was young, you know, getting into school fights, and like, you know, when I'm in my teens, we were going out to like a pub and stuff, and you know, I ended up getting into a fight with a man when I was like 14, 15, you know.
Welsh
so like
people.
Yeah, Welsh people. That was just the way it was, you know. You just like I couldn't walk away from someone if they wanted to fight me, you know. So like I had like a natural ability to fight, but like it would scare the life out of me. Like, I remember when I had my shoulder done and we went to Perth to watch the UFC, and I just felt so vulnerable, thinking like, I got one arm here, but like, this would be crazy if I couldn't protect my missus, like, you know?
Yeah.
And like, that's kind of an uncomfortable feeling for me.
So it's avoiding vulnerability.
Maybe, yeah.
Like you can no longer open. You can be open to attack, but you can now defend it all at all times.
And like, you know, yeah, I'd still fight if I had like one arm, but like the thought of being vulnerable, like I would be terrifying. Like, yeah.
Okay. What do you think is in your mind? What mindset do you think that you carry that allows you to walk into the cage calm?
To walk into a calm. I've had a bit of that's probably been the most interesting and hardest part to master, like through my fight career. Like, do I go in there calm? Do I go in there pumped up? Like, how do I achieve those things, you know? And sometimes I don't have a choice in it. Like, I used to think that I had to be super revved up. And like I was telling you before we started, like about for the last 5 fights, I remember the first time I was walking out to where they call you backstage to say you're going to go fight, and I just felt nothing, no nerves, no excitement, no nothing, and like it was so unsettling. Like I didn't like it. I used to like feeling angry, not too angry, because you're not thinking of things technically. I've had fights, like one of my recent fights where I was like too worked up in there, but like I don't work well like that, you know, so I need to have a certain level of like alertness. And I just felt nothing, which was weird. But I went out and had a really good fight. And I spoke to like a sports psychologist after that. A friend of mine, Matt Elliott, put me in touch with a sports psychologist he'd use for his business. And the guy explained that it's a way of your brain protecting itself by I was having intrusive thoughts as well with before going out, thinking I want to lose this fight. And I was like, so I was having those and feeling nothing, and it's really confusing. So
you're having a thought saying, I'm going to lose this fight.
I want to lose this fight.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was like, and he said to me that it was, and I didn't think that, you know, it was just like your brain's just firing these things at you. But he said it's a way of your brain taking control of the situation of a situation you can't necessarily control. Like, you know, you can't control whether you can
suffer if you've already decided.
Yeah, you can't say I'm definitely going to go out and win this fight, because it's just like you're stepping into the unknown. But yeah, and he said, yeah, he gave me like a tool of like, since you don't feel anything. Actually, Ryan Doyle gave me this as well. Okay. Since you don't feel anything walking out, then try and meditate before every fight. And picture yourself walking in there, but be calm and everything else. So then you're just thinking of things technically. So that's something I start doing before every sparring session. I just sit and have 2 or 3 minutes by myself and just picture I'm walking out for the actual fight. And that gave me, that made me quite comfortable with being uncomfortable with the feeling of nothing. Yeah. And the last fight was pretty intense, like that, where I was like, I didn't feel anything. Like, I was nervous as hell all day, and then get to the venue, start warming up, and I'm like hitting pads, feel good, and then go backstage to where they're going to call you out behind the curtain, and I was just like, I don't feel anything. I was walking out in front of all these people, the lights in, all this stuff, and I don't feel a single thing. So unsettling. But now I'm comfortable with it being familiar, so then... So
you're still feeling nothing, but you're just okay with the nothing?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Interesting.
Good, but it still feels uncomfortable, but I'm like, okay, this is normal, you know? This is just going to be like this every time.
And once the fight starts, are you now like revved up? Is it now like, I'm going to kill you?
He's kind of getting revved up just as the guy's walking out, yeah. I kind of stamp my feet a couple of times, thinking about fighting him, but still thinking about, right, I'm going to go and do this and this and this.
Okay, that's super interesting, because stomping your feet is actually an embodying practice. Stomping your feet is an embodiment practice.
How do you mean?
Stomp your feet and you remember that you're in your body.
Right.
So what's actually happening is you're separating yourself from your body. There are no feelings left, so you're actually disassociating.
Yeah, right. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's something I did in one fight, and I just started and I continue to do it, you know? And it's
the stress is too much, you're disassociating.
Yeah, right on.
And so the stomping your feet puts you back inside your body.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, after that, then I kind of get switch on and think technically what I'm going to do, and then, yeah, I mean, they're going for it.
And so then it's all logic and brain.
Yeah, I try to stay away from too much emotion, because if I get too emotional, like in the sense of like angry or like I make my decisions making is not very good. You know?
And when you're actually fighting, is it like now I'm going to do this and now I'm going to do that? Or does your body just know what to do?
Kind of know what you're doing. Yeah, there's moments of I'm going to do this and do that, set this up, and you're like looking for little reactions or little tells that he's doing. But a lot of the time you're fighting on instinct, especially when like you're engaging. Like as soon as you're engaging, it's not much. Everything's happening too fast to think.
Which is now back into embodiment.
Yeah.
So your body is like you're disassociating before the fight. I'm not going to deal with any of that stress. And then as soon as you're back in the fight, you stomp your feet, you're back in your body. Now your body knows how to behave.
Yeah.
If you were still disassociated, you'd still only be in your mind and have to think about every move.
Yeah.
So you're in and out of your body completely.
Yeah, true. I never really thought about that. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I think the thing of not thinking like if I was trying to think of every step, I think I wouldn't be able to keep up with what's happening, Yeah, it's interesting. It's funny though, like I have moments of like the day of the fight where I'll be getting ready before I start hitting pads, because like you've gone for a weight cut for a few days and I don't do a whole lot of like hitting pads because I'm so wrecked from like from the cut. But I almost get to the day of the fight and I'm like, I've forgotten how to fight. Like, what have I forgotten? I've forgotten it all. This is going to be terrible. Then you hit pads and you're like, oh no, I can still fight.
It's super interesting, hey, like putting yourself under that much stress, all this random shit happens.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's fun though.
Do you think, because you've now started a business, how long has it been open?
3 or 4 months.
Have you experienced stress inside of the business?
Do you know what? Like at the moment, it's just been super fun. Like, it's been super, super fun. Like, there's stressful parts, but I think the biggest stress was getting it ready, was setting it all up, setting the place up, finding the right spot. And that was all pretty stressful, and still trying to do it while getting ready for a fight or whatever. Cause we had the keys for the place the day after, not my last fight, the one before. So doing it in the camp and trying to prep everything, getting ready for the gym, that was quite stressful, yeah.
Do you think that because the fights are so stressful that any stress that has come up in the running of the gym is just like, oh, compared to what I normally do, this is easy?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Like the actual running the gym though, like, touch wood so far, it's just like, I don't know, I'm just loving it. Like I just run, like I'm dealing with cool people all the time, like, I don't know. I just like, it feels like it's a good vibe of the gym. It doesn't feel stressful with me at all. Like,
what do you think makes a good gym culture? Because you've created a pretty good one.
I think just like-minded people. I think like-minded people. I suppose that'd be different for every gym. Like, I think not taking yourselves too seriously, and just I think like between the 3 coaches of not just like looking after everyone, whether they're fighters or not, I think like giving everyone the same kind of, you can't just go in there and just look after the public class and then they don't look after the fighters, because the vast majority of the public, but then other gyms just look after the fighters, and then the public class feels like they're not getting any attention. So I think the 3 of us do a good job of making sure that we cater to everyone, and give everyone the same kind of attention. Like,
I think that's huge. Like I've trained at a whole lot of gyms, and the experience has been either be trying to be number 1 in the world or we don't care.
Yeah.
And it's so the pressure to like be there every day, twice a day, 7 times a day, do things perfectly just so you can have some kind of attention to get somewhere.
Yeah. And that would be kind of deflating, Yeah.
And exhausting. And like, do I belong here as a human being?
Yeah.
Whereas what you guys are doing is making people belong as a human being, whether they fight or don't fight.
Yeah.
And that's what people want in life, right? Is connection and belonging. Fundamentally, that's the core of what people are looking for, is connection and belonging. And so if they don't have it in their lives already, the best thing you can do is walk into a martial arts gym, because you can find connection and belonging if it's available.
Yeah. And I think that's why you get such a melting pot of like very different people. Like, you get like, you go to a jiu-jitsu gym or an MMA gym, you get a big mix of just a bunch of weird people. Like, like we're all a bit weird. Like, you're like, I don't think there's many other sports where you get like, I don't know, like I think John Dana talks about like having like criminals and police officers, not that we got a gym full of criminals and police officers, but you get police officers, criminals, doctors, lawyers, and they're all like, and you get some internet nerd, and they're all like mixing and training together, and so and like those people don't connect and they're not around each other the same.
Yeah.
But you kind of get that, where they all have that common interest.
Strip everyone down to their animalistic selves and you can all be in the same room.
Yeah, and they all they just love like training together and martial arts. It's just, yeah. But I think like in terms of like the good culture of the gym as well, like I'm understanding as well, like our place isn't going to be for everyone as well, like, you know, you can't cater for everyone, and I'll never be able to keep everyone happy either, you know. But and that's absolutely fine, you know. I think like everyone's got to find the good fit for them. People could leave for people could prefer to train in another gym that's not as good or better, or like, and that's cool, like, you know. I think everyone's got to find the right fit, like socially for them, because I've trained at gyms where I didn't really feel like I fit in the same, you know what I mean. I'm not like and the training could be awesome or worse, but it's like you kind of like at Compton's now when I'm training down there, it's like you go in there, it's like such a good gym culture. No one's taking themselves too seriously, and it's just everyone's having banter, but the training is wicked, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't know, just some way. I think it's a good thing to make a place where people want to get away from their everyday lives, you know, and just train hard. Like,
Have you experienced toxic behavior in other gyms that you like determined to do differently?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, people like just being, like it brings out like bitchiness, like, you know, people like arguments and shit talking each other behind each other's backs, and it's like, who wants to be around that shit? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think there can be a lot of that stuff. Like, pretty fortunate. Nowhere I train right now is like that. But for sure, I think that goes on a lot. Yeah, and like some places you go and you train and it's very cliquey. Like, I try and make a good effort of like anyone that comes to the door, like speaking to them and having a good chat to them and getting to know people. Like, you know, I don't want to be one of those gyms that's like, oh, there's a guy who's been training here for 6 months and I haven't said 2 words to him. You know,
No judgment either, right?
Yeah.
How do you balance running the gym and then being like one of the fighters?
Yeah, it's rough. I'm being a dad as well.
And a dad.
yeah.
And a husband.
And a husband, yeah. Dad and a husband, yeah. It's busy, man, yeah. It's busy. It's good though. But like in terms of doing the gym, I'm very fortunate with like Geordie and Doyley. Like we share the workload pretty well, you know.
Good team.
Yeah, good team. Yeah, I think we're working well together. But yeah, that's, if I was doing it all myself, it'd be like impossible, I think.
Yeah. And what about like family life? Surely family are like, but I need you all the time.
Nah, you know, I'm pretty lucky. Like, I'm pretty lucky since I started fighting. When I first started fighting, when I first met Lucy for the first 2 years that we were together, I didn't do any martial arts. So we like actually used to go to the lift. I did years and years ago, but then moved to Australia. Hadn't done anything for a while, just lifted weights. And she did the same. But I didn't have martial arts as part of my life. So when that actually started, it was a bit of an adjustment of me us not being together every day, you know? But after that slight adjustment period at the start, she's just been behind me all the way. Honestly, I couldn't ask for a better girl. Like, and even with now, you know, heading over to Dubai to fight recently, like, she's so understanding, you know, and like, now we're at the point where we're putting food on the table for the family as well.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, she's behind me all the way. Like,
what do you appreciate the most about her and how she supports you?
how she is as a mother. Yeah, she's mad. She's really good. She's awesome. And just like, she's just behind me all the way. She just supports me in anything I want to do. She's like, she backs me, like, you know. Yeah. But as a mother, like, I couldn't ask for anyone better.
That's really beautiful. And like how, like the gratitude that you must feel in that, because not everyone gets that in the fight world. It's like,
yeah, like
it's a rough ride.
For sure. And it's like, it is a rough ride. And like, she's been there through, like, you know, through the wins and losses and things going good and bad and fucking, you know, it's, I don't know. She's just been fucking awesome. She just backed me 100%. Like,
what do you think you give her that allows her to show up like that?
Fuck, I don't know. Shit. Not enough. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think we just gelled so well as soon as we met each other. I think, I think we just gelled so well from the start. I don't really know. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest. I think we just, from the second we met each other, it was just, we just gelled really well. And I think we both do that for each other, you know. If there's anything she wants to pursue or do, like, I'm behind her too. And we both do it for each other, you know. And like, I don't know, we just love each other. Yeah, that's good. I know.
That's beautiful.
But no, she's just a really good she's a good woman. Like, you know, she's even better mother. I couldn't ask for anyone to, like, seeing the way she is with our little one. She's the best. Like, you know, yeah,
Lovely.
yeah.
What about recovery? Like, how do you look after yourself between all of this chaos?
I haven't been doing enough lately. I was doing ice baths every day, an inflatable one at the house. I was doing them every day, but then kind of fell off the whole train of that. When I had a sauna in my apartment, I was using that every day.
Did it help?
Yeah, for sure. I think both.
What do you notice?
Just less information, like. And look, I think people read into like, oh, you know, if you have an ice bath after lifting weights, you're gonna lose your gains and all this shit. Like, I don't know much truth is in that. All I know is since I hit 30, my body hurts consistently a lot more. Like a lot more. And if I ice bath every day, or if I use a sauna like 3 times a week, 4 times a week, my body feels so much better. Yeah.
There is truth in that, and the reason is because it blocks inflammation so well.
Yeah.
It stops its own repair, which grows the muscle.
Right.
If your job is to fight,
Yeah.
then it doesn't matter. If you're trying to actually grow your muscles,
Yeah.
it matters.
What's the percentage of? Like, how much of a difference is that going to negatively impact you? Like, is it a lot or is it a little bit?
Well, it depends, right? Like if it's a 10-degree ice bath or a 3-degree ice bath or a cryotherapy, right? If you block all of the inflammation, it is actually the inflammation that makes the muscle grow.
True, yeah.
Because you're tearing it to shreds and then it's got to repair itself. If you're just like, inflammation gone, it's like super healing. It doesn't have that chance to build all of that, like extra layers.
Yeah.
So there is truth into it. But if your intention is to be an amazing fighter, who gives a shit?
Yeah, yeah. You just want to be feeling better for the next session, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Saunas, I enjoy a sauna a lot more than an ice bath. But I find like ice baths, if I'm doing them every day, they're just easy, you know? It becomes like, it's a lot, like if you're doing them once every now and again, it's like, it's pretty painful to do, you know? It's a hard task. But like once you're in a routine, you just kind of get used to the cold and like enjoy it almost, you know?
Have you been in the cryo yet?
I haven't. But I'm looking forward to it tomorrow at Recovery Jungle, yeah.
It'll change your life because it's like ice bath is bullshit.
Yeah, right.
Cryo is like, this is nice.
Well, like feel, what you mean? Is it like...
So an ice bath is hard because it's cold water on your skin. And if you stay in there too long, you start to get muscle freeze.
Right.
Like that's how much it is. Your feet are in there. It's rough.
Yeah.
The cryo is almost tricking your nervous system. So you kind of get the same results, but it's your skin's dropping down to these temperatures. So it's minus 120 degrees in there.
Right.
But you're not getting muscle freeze. It's just the air. So your body gets tricked into thinking that it's that cold. All of the blood rushes to your organs. You still get all of that process that happens without actually freezing your muscles. And it's just cold air. It's so much easier.
Funny, I was speaking to Dave before, literally on the way back from Brizzy, and he was saying like it's a lot easier to do rather than sitting in the water, but I didn't know why.
Yeah. And you get like 10 times the benefits because it's so cold, your body does so many other processes. Like the ice bath definitely helps your muscles and you do get some endorphins and dopamines and things like that.
Yeah.
But because the cryo is so cold, it sends your body into you get a little bit of shock in an ice bath, but you go into complete shock. When you get out, it rebounds back down. So you get this calm nervous system, you get the dopamine and the endorphins, but all of the blood is rushed to your organs because it's like, oh, you're going to die.
Yeah.
It's that cold, you're going to die. We're going to get all the blood to the organs to keep them alive.
Yeah.
So all the inflammation gets pulled out. You do it after a sauna. The capillaries are open because of the heat and it's starting to flush the stuff out. Then you get in the cryo, slams them shut, pushes all the shit out. So all the inflammation gets pulled out in that process. And then you get oxygen and nutrients in your blood because it's all been sitting up in your organs. And so it gets rejuvenated with oxygen and nutrients. So when it rushes back out, you've got fresh oxygenated blood that can start repairing everything.
Yeah, right on.
It also does these crazy processes like regenerating proteins in your organs and stuff like that.
For injury or like, say if you had like localized inflammation, what's the difference between like having like the localized cryo compared to like just all over?
Well, the local will get that spot cold and you don't have to get really cold.
Right.
Right. So we can, like we use our fat freezing machine because it can drop down to really, really cold temperatures if you wanted localized for that area.
Yeah.
So if it's your shoulder, like, yep, sure, like that will probably get it a little bit colder and you don't have to deal with getting in the whole body because it's cold.
But it's not necessarily any better than doing the whole thing.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, right on.
Because all you want is the old blood to leave.
Right.
And then new blood to be able to come back out.
Yeah, right on. That's cool. I'm actually really, really looking forward to trying it. So I've never tried one, so I was quite curious for that.
Yeah.
Do you guys do ice baths now as well up with you? Do you
Don't bother.
Cryo and saunas? Yeah. Why bother, I suppose?
Yeah.
That's
well,
cool.
like it's harder. You have to get wet.
Yeah.
It's a mess. You know, and you get more out of the cryo.
Yeah. Yeah, true. That's cool.
New addiction you'll have.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you ever ignored recovery and paid the price?
Yeah, this was happening right now. My shoulder's fucked.
And is that because you haven't been doing?
Yeah, look, because I've been so busy lately, and just like, this is a bullshit excuse. Do you know, like people are like, I'm too busy, but like I think I'm struggling to find the time, or I'm not organising my time. That's what it is. I'm not organising my time well enough to fit the recovery in, and whether that be like recovery through ice bath, saunas now, or just doing basic mobility that I'm keeping on top
Stretching.
of. A lot of stretching, a lot of like activating certain things, like even basic things like hanging for my shoulders, you know, like I haven't been doing enough of it. So yeah, that's just my shoulders a bit jacked up at the minute.
I'll get you in the aerial yoga tomorrow then as well, huh?
Aerial yoga.
Aerial yoga.
Fuck, how big is your place? It's fucking massive. Jesus Christ. You got a fucking zoo in there as well.
Swimming pool.
Yeah.
No joke.
Got a dance studio in here.
So the silk hammock that hangs from the ceiling.
That's it, yeah.
And you can hang upside down and decompress your spine and decompress your neck.
That'd be amazing.
Right, so I can get you in there where you end up horizontal with the hammock underneath your back, and you can pull the hammock into your shoulder and it will release all through here.
Oh, that's amazing. Lucy's going to love that.
Yeah, we can do some of that.
That's awesome. Yeah, she'd actually love that. She got problems with the lower back. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I've been waffling on answering other questions you haven't asked yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it works well. Like I write this thing and it always comes out really well.
Yeah.
Okay, so rapid fire questions.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, go on it.
Hardest fight you've ever had?
Darcy Vendy. Fought with too much. Oh, I don't know. I was trying to kill him too much. Didn't fight the way I should be. He's really good. Yeah, hardest fight I ever had. I went after it way too much. Just didn't fight the way I should have. Didn't listen to my. It's the only fight I've ever had where I did not listen to my corner at all. Going back in between rounds, and my doily and Dom our fan would give me instruction on what to do, how to solve the problems I was having in the fight. And I was like, yep. And I just went out and tried to kill him with every shot.
Were you absolutely like, I'm not listening, screw you?
Do you know what? I can't remember. I can't remember. I just remember him telling me, I'm like, yep, I'm going to do that. And then just in the moment, I was just falling over my own feet trying to kill him. But, you know, like the guy's really good as well. He's a talented guy. He fought a good fight and I didn't. But it was a really tough fight. It was, I actually ended up getting stopped in that one, but it was a fun fight. I lost the fight and I was gutted, but it was a real fun fight to be in, like, you know. Yeah, it's one I'm going to remember for a while, I think.
Favorite fight?
Oh, favorite fight. I don't know. I got a few. Kit Campbell fight was good. It was the first title fight I had, and I'm good friends with Kit now. But it was a tough fight. I managed to beat him. That was a tough one because that was the first big step up that I had, and I'd won the fight. That was actually the one where I was having intrusive thoughts of thinking I want to lose this fight. And a fight that I actually lost as well, Ben Johnson. He ended up catching me with a choke, but it was such a cool fight as well because Ben pulls a big crowd and the place was so loud and I couldn't hear anything. It was just a fun fight, man. Yeah, and some other ones that I'd won, you know, knockouts and stuff, they're always fun as well. But I think like ones whether you win or not, I think the hard fights are the ones that you enjoy the most. You look back on and go, that was a cool
because
experience.
It was rough.
Yeah, because it was rough.
Because we actually love hard shit.
Yeah, and it's just the ones you're gonna remember, you know. Yeah. Like I don't think like, you know, it like now, like not attached to the fight anymore, and so much time has gone by, I don't really remember the feeling of loss. Obviously, I'm still like not happy with losing the fight, but like I just remember the fight, and even watching it back, it's like, oh, that was actually a fun fight to be a part of, you know, whether you win or lose.
I had an Australian title fight like that in a cage, actually,
Yeah.
and I was like, this chick cannot beat me. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way. I'm too fit. I'm too good. And it was 5 rounds, and like just brutal. I got kicked in the face against the cage. I got seriously concussed, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Because it was so tough. It was like we were as good as each other, as fit as each other,
Yeah.
and it was really hard. I was like, that was my favorite fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's a mad old feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
And people that don't do it, have never experienced it, just don't understand. Like, it's just such a mad feeling. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Best advice you'd give to young fighters?
Give it your absolute all. I think find a coach that genuinely gives a fuck about you, whether you win or lose, or even if you decide to fight, and listen to that coach. Find someone you trust that gives a fuck about you, and listen to them. If they say jump, how high. Don't think you know everything. Be willing to learn off people that are not as good as you. Just because you might beat someone in the gym doesn't mean that they don't have. It might be someone to teach you, whether it's like a little 5% that they're really good at. I think I could fucking go on all day. I think just train your fucking ass off. Give it if you want to do it. Partying and drinking is gonna get you fucking nowhere. I think like every night out is as good as the last, okay? And I think like you should dedicate your fucking life to it. And even through the times where you don't want to do it, just keep going, because you're drinking and partying and everything. Anyone can do that. Not anyone can do what be a fighter, and I think you should give it your all. Sorry, I just fucking waffled through that, but I could go on all day. There's just so many things that I think people should do if they want to do it.
Yeah. Okay. And what scares you more, losing a fight or losing yourself outside of fighting?
How do you mean losing yourself outside fighting?
Identity?
Yeah. Like not being a fighter anymore? Oh, probably that, isn't it? Nah, I think I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I can define that though. Yeah, I think losing yourself probably. Yeah, I think so.
We can do some alchemy on that.
I'm keen.
All right. We'll do that tomorrow too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So where can people follow you? Where can people train with you? Where can people support you?
Instagram. So on Instagram, I think it's John Fraser MMA, or at John Fraser MMA. Gym, Oasis Fight Academy.
Look, I'm even being
Yeah, you're repping it.
repping it today.
Repping it. Yeah, so like if anyone wants to come and train.
And honestly, on that note, I have been in martial arts for 14 years, and like I was like, I'm not, like I was doing jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, but to walk back into a gym where I can put gloves back on and feel safe that I'm not going to get all of the drama that I've always lived in is the best fucking feeling in the world.
Yeah,
I really appreciate what you've created.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I think, I think we just don't take ourselves too seriously. We're there to have a laugh, and just want everyone to get better, and like just come and try it out. And like I said earlier, not everywhere is going to be. We might not be for you, but just pop your head in. You might fucking love it.
And even if you've never done it a day in your life, I brought one of my clients in the other day. Never punched a thing in his damn life, and the smile on his face at the end of it was like, I just want to only do this now.
Honestly, I have so many people that are like, want to do PTs and like, oh, I'm not fit. I don't know how to fight. I'm like, just come and try it. And they just start hitting pads or start rest, and they love it. You know, it's one of the funnest things you can do. You don't have to be a fighter to learn how to fight. You know,
what's one truth athletes or anyone chasing high performance needs to remember?
One truth. I think anybody can be one of the best in the world if you put enough work into it. I think listening to Joe, I remember Geordie saying to me before, like Geordie came from not training, just being a bit of a bonghead. Before he started jiu-jitsu, he didn't realize that you could get better at something if you just did it. He just thought people were good at stuff or they weren't good at it.
No shit.
Honest to God, yeah. He's just so, he started jiu-jitsu and he's like, oh my God, I can get good at anything if I just do more of it, I just think dive into something, find something you love, dive into it, and you can get as good as you want to be.
I love that so much. I recently said to my business partner, I just had this massive realization. I was like, I spent 10 years getting good at being a fighter. Imagine if I spent 10 years at this integral alchemy work, like how good would I fucking get? And he was like, this is why I love athletes.
Yeah.
You know, like you take an athlete into, you would get an athlete and put them into any kind of business and you watch how much that business grows because they know discipline. They know how to work for years. They know how to just keep going and going and going and going. Yeah. It translates so well.
Yeah. For sure. Like it's if I'd gone back 6 years, I would never thought I'd be doing what I'm doing now, you know? Never thought I'd just flown to Dubai to have a fight like on a big stage like that. It's crazy. But just if anyone's doing anything, just keep going, like, you know? Yeah. The more you do something, the better you're gonna get at it.
Yeah. I love that.
That's one of my favorite parts about coaching actually, is just seeing someone who's fucking shit and then all of a sudden they start getting good. And it's like, that's crazy. Oh, do you know Brendan Friend, isn't it? Yeah. Brendan's so brand new to it, and like he was just one of those guys like that you'd imagine has never done any kickboxing or anything like that. So like he's pretty uncoordinated, and now he's looking really fucking good. Like he's throwing kicks, and it's like, it's so cool to see. Yeah, I love that. That's amazing. Oh, that's amazing.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope you've enjoyed it.
I have. Yeah, it's good, Alice. Thanks for having me on.
Very welcome.